Hello everyone, Tawana Michelle here. Welcome to my channel and welcome back if you have been here before. If this is your first time here, let me tell you a little bit about who I am. Again, my name is Tawana Michelle. I am a psychotherapist and a recovery coach, and I help people who are dealing with trauma, narcissistic abuse, codependency, and the purpose of my YouTube channel is really to get important information about those topics out there and to really just like provide support and increase awareness. That's really what it's about. The more you know, the more information you have, the more you can get yourself in a position where you can heal and start to recover and recognize these predators when you see them. So today what I'm going to talk to you guys about is how to avoid the appeal of the narcissist, okay? I'm going to talk about that on kind of a surface level. I have made a video kind of related to that topic before, and it's called Why You Keep Attracting Narcissists, and it's kind of related. So I will probably put that video at the end of this one so you can check that one out. But this one's a little different. This one talks about what makes you sort of, I guess, naturally drawn to these types of people and what is maybe attractive about them and what you need to know so that you don't really fall for that anymore. So let me talk about that. Let me just say this, y'all. I'm definitely not going to make this video political. I'm not going to go into politics, but I'm going to use someone as an example just to help you all understand. And I hope what I say does not offend anyone, but the facts are the facts, and you know I'm going to come up with the truth. Okay, so let me just tell you, given sort of the state of our nation right now, and the people being so divided, and the current president of our country, the 45th president of our country, having a sort of interesting character that many people don't really understand, don't really approve of or support, okay? And I'm not even get into that. I'm just going to say that, and I'm going to say that there are millions, half of all Americans, almost, I mean a little less, but close to half of all Americans actually approve of this person and support him. Now, those of us who are, and I'm gonna say this, like I said, I'm not gonna get into the 45th president's issues. I'm just gonna say that anyone who is remotely familiar with narcissism, narcissistic personality disorder, and the behaviors, the tactics that they use, I mean, it's like so obvious that this person is a narcissist, right? I mean, there's no denying that. If you are familiar with narcissists, and this brings me to the point of this video, if you are familiar with narcissists and you have not kind of fallen under their spell, then you can see them for who they really are. And that's what this video is about. So those of us who can clearly see the gaslighting, the manipulation, the stonewalling, the delusions, the narcissistic rage, the grandiosity. I mean, those of us who can see those things don't understand. Number one, we don't understand how everyone can't see that. And secondly, we don't understand how this person who, as a typical narcissist usually is very dangerous and harmful to many if you don't basically do things to his liking. So those of us who can see that don't really understand how all of these millions of people, almost half of all Americans, support him. And like I said, I'm not really going to get into that. I'm saying one more thing about that. It's almost like a cult following. It's like being under a spell. Now, those of us who understand narcissists also understand their ability to gain a cult-like following. And that's what I'm going to talk about. How to not fall for that. How to be able to see these people for who they really are. So that's what narcissists do, y'all. There are parts of their personality that they can turn on that can kind of draw people to them. So let's talk about some of those things. So the narcissist is likely going to be a very charismatic person. You know, they're going to have charisma and charm. They're going to be likable. They might even have a magnetic personality where people are like drawn to them. They're going to be very attentive if you're someone that they think is worthy of their attention and they see sort of use for you. If you're someone that they want on their side, if you're someone that they want to see them in a superior light, then they're going to show you their best sides. They're going to be very giving. They may give you praises. They may give you gifts. They may give you money. They may give you jobs. So you're going to have someone who in the beginning is just kind of naturally like alluring and charming. And they're going to kind of make it all about you. The narcissist is going to also, typically because they are kind of super into themselves, sometimes they take good care of themselves. So they might be like physically attractive. They might have a powerful position. They might be entrepreneurs. They might be world leaders. Because they have this false sense of superiority about themselves, many of them do create that lifestyle. They choose professions and material things and vacations and all of these things so that they can live this lavish lifestyle that supports who they believe they are. So when you have all of that combined, you're like, oh, you've got this, attractive person who's charming and giving and powerful, and they're rich, and we're vacationing everywhere and all of that. Who doesn't like all of that, right? But the problem with the narcissist is that that's not who they really are. They've got two sides, okay? So that is the persona that they have created so that they can lure you in, so that they can have total power and control over you. And so in order for that to happen, you have to really basically fall for the show, the performance. You've got to be a willing participant. And that's kind of what's happened. That's kind of where we are. I ain't gonna go back to that, y'all. I'm trying to not go back to that. Let me just say that's what the narcissist looks like. That's what they do. Now, how do you avoid falling for that? How do you avoid that appeal? Number one, by educating yourself on narcissistic personality disorder. So what I'm telling you today about the narcissist, keep that in mind, right? So that when you come across someone who you're just like, check, 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 they seem to have all the positive qualities that you want, let that be a red flag. Okay, you heard the saying, if something's too good to be true, it probably is. That's kind of true. Like if someone is just coming across as just totally like perfect and everything about their lives are just together, that doesn't exist. So number one, you want to be aware of the information that you're gaining from watching videos like this. Maybe you're reading about narcissistic personality disorder, however you're learning about it. You want to keep that in mind, okay? So that you're not snowed by these people. You also want to remember that who you see on the surface or in the beginning of the relationship is not who they really are. 100% of the time, as that relationship continues, regardless of if it's a romantic relationship, a friendship, a work relationship, eventually the narcissist moves from the idealization stage to the devaluation stage where they become more abusive. Again, when you are no longer any use to them, when they cannot control you the way that they used to, when they cannot manipulate you, when you are catching on to who they really are, if you push a button and they sustain a narcissistic injury, you are going to see who these people really are. They're going to show you. So you have to remember, do your research, do your homework, which is what you're doing now just by watching these types of videos, and just keep that at the forefront of your mind. Remember that these people are not really who they say that they are. And if something is too good to be true, you do want to question that, because, oh, let me tell you another way to question that. A question you want to ask someone who has this whole too good to be true kind of thing going. Ask them if they think they have any flaws or weaknesses or things about themselves that they need to work on. The narcissist will never identify those things unless they're doing it to manipulate you. But most of the time, they're going to say something related to maybe things they hope to attain. It's going to be related to something external. It's not going to be something like a personal characteristic or flaw. You know, they might say something they want to change about themselves is maybe they want to get a better car, a bigger house, or maybe they want to make more money in the stock market. Who knows? But those are external things. So they're never going to identify something about themselves. So when there's the whole too good to be true thing, ask that question. And also, when you start to see the other side of them, take note of that. That's a red flag. And, you know, you're going to see more. And you just have to accept who they are when they show you. Okay? Sometimes we don't like to believe that people are who they're showing us they are, because most people like to think the best about people, but they're showing you. You don't want to put yourself in a position for too long where you become a victim of the narcissist. So you want to remove yourself in a safe way, however, you know, you can do that. But the main thing is to understand that it's normal to be naturally drawn to someone who seems to just have it all together, especially someone like a narcissist who can be very charismatic and charming and all of that stuff. So that's one part of it. That's the normal. I mean, I don't want to say anything's abnormal, but again, that's the normal part of it that I think, you know, many people experience. And then the other part of it is there's something within you that kind of leads you to that type of person. Like I said, I have other videos talk about that. But mainly, you know, you just want to avoid these people. The more you learn about narcissists, the more you start to see it. I remember maybe even just a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago, I'll say, I was not able to spot the narcissist like that, like I can now. Now I can see very quickly how superficial someone is. I can see very quickly if this is a performance, if this is a show, if this is a persona. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect and I'm never fooled, because of course I imagine it can happen. But the more you learn the signs and the more you learn what to look for, the more you see it. And then it gets to a point where you're not snowed by these people anymore. So getting back to that original topic that I'm not going to talk a lot about because it's political, but there's a reason the majority of Americans voted differently. After a while, you start to see who someone really is. And when you're dealing with a narcissist and you're not under their spell and you're in touch with yourself and what's best for you and for your families and for the world, you tend to make different choices, you know. So that's all I have, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, I'll leave those down below. And if you have any other video ideas, leave that in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that. And if you like the content, and also share this video with anyone that you think may benefit from it. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.